ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next speaker kindly onto the stage, Mr. Miles Beckler.
Thank you, sir. All right. Slovenia. How y'all doing? After lunch, carbs sitting in, everybody getting a little slow. So, I'm excited to be with you guys. What you're about to learn is my exact process. I'm handing you a framework here. Now, this is 4 years of hands-on experience with Facebook advertising and weeks upon weeks of actual study. So I'm gonna try to do what may be a weekend worth of information in 30 minutes. So I'm gonna bring information quickly. I do speak quickly. I'm American, we kind of talk quick, that's how we go. But no, at the end, I have a slide for you that will give you access to all of the slides on my website. And I do a lot of YouTube videos, so if there's a piece of this puzzle that you're like, Miles, I need more information on that, know that when you go to those slides on my site, you'll be able to get videos that explain in depth all of those bits and pieces. So again, the goal here is to give you the overview, the whole process, so you can apply this for yourself or for your clients. This is repeatable, this is duplicatable. I've taught hundreds, if not thousands of people this process. I know of several people who have gone from $10,000 a month in revenue to over $100,000 a month in revenue with this exact kind of framework you're gonna learn, everything from e-commerce to information products and memberships and more. So that is the prelude, and we're gonna jump into it. So why should you pay attention? First of all, I have nothing to sell you. I don't have an agency, I don't have an info course. I literally want to give you everything I know for free. So it's gonna be easy. I've generated over 150,000 leads. This is for my actual business. I'm not an agency. My wife and I, we sell our own products. So this has been an absolute boon and thousands of customers for us, resulting in either hundreds of thousands or potentially millions of dollars in additional revenue by leveraging Facebook ads. And again, this has been replicated by many students. So the first thing is you need to become a student of direct response marketing. Now, there's two types of marketing in the world. The first type is brand-based marketing. Nike, Coca-Cola, and some of these companies that are able to spend billions and billions of dollars. Do any of you have billions of dollars to spend on advertising? Yeah, me neither. So what we need to do is we need to track it. And essentially, direct response marketing, these are some examples. These are the authors that I study. I don't study any ninja stuff. Most of these books were written in the 1960s to 1980s. This is old school direct response marketing. Every step in your direct response marketing campaigns must ask the user to take an action. That's what direct response marketing is. So in these ads, you notice down here in the corner, we've got, there's a little cutout part. There's kind of it's a coupon that you would cut out, and they would mail that in with a self-addressed stamp envelope, and then they would receive a packet of information that answers the question, how to eat your way out of fatigue. But what happens when they receive that packet of information that answers this question, it's actually another sales letter. It's a 17-page long answer that sells the next product, which is the full home study course. And then when they buy that one, guess what happens? It gives them the answer they're looking for, and it offers them another product, essentially. It offers them a larger product, which might be a workshop. So we need to apply this old school approach, and this is kind of what it looks like for us in the digital age. This is a very basic funnel. This is the exact funnel that revolutionized my wife and my business. So I advertise an opt-in. I offer something for free on Facebook. My goal and the action I want the user to take is to click to leave Facebook and go to my landing page. Once they make the decision, yes or no, there's no navigation, there's nothing else on this page. You have a decision. You're going to leave my website, or you're going to exchange your email address for that free thing. The page after that is an OTO, a one-time offer, a highly discounted piece of information that we offer, and that's the only time they ever see it. And then if they purchase, after they purchase, we have what's called a one-click upsell. And the one-click upsell is essentially the order is open in the shopping cart, and they have the option to click yes and add more products to the order, or they click no and the order is closed with the original product on it. If you're running Facebook ads and you're finding that your ads are your money, not enough money's coming back in from the ads you're spending. Generally, adding on an upsell is the way to get more money out of your funnel. That's what's happening because Facebook ads are climbing, and as Facebook ads are climbing, we're testing more one-click upsells after the purchase because that is where the money is. We got to track what we're doing. We have to have measurable results. We need to know we're putting in this much money, we got this many clicks, we got this many leads. So the first thing you have to have is your Facebook pixel installed. That is like the core tracking mechanism for everything. And then you use custom conversions. Now the custom conversions can be different for every business model. For me, the first custom conversion I'm tracking is actually the lead, right? Because that's the first action I want someone to take. If you're an e-commerce store, the first action you might want to track could be add to cart, right? But then there's also the purchase, there's the one-click upsell purchase. It's definitely a function of your business or your client's business as what to track. And then you got to know your KPIs. For me, it's my cost per lead and my cost per new customer. That's the only things I look at when I'm in my Facebook dashboard, and we'll talk about kind of analyzing the data soon. And these are the starter benchmarks. If you're getting going, if you've got a new client and you're like, hey, we're gonna get you going on Facebook advertisement, this is our goal. These are the numbers you're shooting for at phase 1. I'll talk about phase 2 numbers afterwards. And what I mean is you wanna see a 3% click-through rate from the link click, a 25% opt-in rate if you're doing an opt-in, and a 1% OTO conversion rate. So when you're monitoring your ads and you're getting started, you just look at what's farthest from these benchmarks, and that's where you want to test. That's what needs your attention. Generally, copywriting is going to be the answer, which goes back to that slide with those authors. Most of those authors are copywriters, and that's really what they are into. So how do you calculate these numbers? It's really easy. It's like third grade math. It's like dividing two things, that's it. So we start with how much we earn from a new customer. Now this is the front end of our funnel. We're not talking lifetime value. The lifetime value, that's all money in the bank. We really focus on the front end of the funnel. We want to be at least break even on the front end of the funnel, because that means I can put in $1,000, I'll get $1,000 right back out, and I get a lot of leads and a few customers. And I take that same $1,000 and I put it right back in and I get it right back out. So I, or your clients, are not going to go cash flow negative, because nobody likes going cash flow negative. So we start, how much do we earn per customer? For me, it's right around $100. $100 per new customer is an easy number we're gonna work with. Then how many leads does it take to get a new customer? So for me, I'm looking at how many opt-ins, right, does it take for me to get one new customer? So if I get 100 opt-ins and I get one new customer, that's a 1% conversion rate. If it takes 200 opt-ins to get one new customer, that's a 0.5% conversion rate. You can, if you're doing e-commerce, you can look at add to cart, how many people add to cart, and then how many purchase. And you can base your numbers off of those metrics there. So again, this example down here, if we make $100 profit and it takes 200 leads to convert someone, I need to see 50-cent leads coming through in order for me to be break even. But what that means is I'm getting 200 leads for free, and I'll do that all day, every day, because we make the money on the back end of our funnel through the follow-up and all of the exciting things. The next thing you want to look at, especially when you're working with clients, is what assets do they have for you to leverage? Let's go after the low-hanging fruit first. And if you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business, let's take the easy path to making money with Facebook ads, not the difficult path. Cold traffic is the most difficult approach. So what's the opposite of that? Well, do they have a customer list? If they do, you can upload it and we can sell more things to their past customers. It's easier to make a second sale to a current customer than it is to make a new sale for a new customer. Then, do they have email lists? The other reason we want to upload these is because you can exclude people who have taken the action when you're showing your cold traffic ads. But let's also make sure we have our leads up there and we're showing an advertisement to our leads that's helping them take that next step into our funnel, because there's a lot of money potential there. We can make lookalike audiences. A lookalike audience is essentially, I upload my customers, 7,000 customers, say, here you go, Facebook. Facebook's gonna look at all that crazy data that it's tracking on each and every one of us, and it will compile its new audience of people who are most similar to my customers. So I can show my cold traffic ad to people who are very, very similar to my current customers, meaning there's a high likelihood of them taking that same action. I also do this with my email list, right? I want more people who look like my leads. Then again, exclude function to remove people who've already taken action, and then retargeting people who add to cart, retargeting people who find you from Google SEO. Kind of a fun fact, it didn't hit the slides, but our best performing metric with Facebook ads are people who find us from Google, and then they get the retargeting pixel, our Facebook pixel shows up. When they go to Facebook after they've consumed our content they found from the search engines, that is actually the highest conversion for us. So this can tie into an SEO campaign. It's a great upsell if you're an agency to upsell to kind of another product, another offering, and generate more income and revenue from your current customers. So this is like my favorite part of the whole game, right? Stealing your competitors' customers. Like, who doesn't want to just go steal their competitors' customers? They have a tool called the Facebook Audience Insights tool. I've got like an hour-long video that's a deep dive on this. You'll get the link later. It allows you to go in and find who already has your best audience. So in the second slide, I showed you the direct response marketing. One of the big tricks that direct response marketers used was they made sure their advertisement was showing up in front of people who wanted what they have. So people who have a golf product would put their ad inside of a golf magazine. Pretty simple, right? Kind of logical. Well, this is the digital version of finding that, and Facebook gives us this tool for free. It's probably one of the best market research tools ever made, and it allows us to get all of those kind of scary tracking that Facebook does on all of us. Facebook knows what we all like, right? When we click the like button, it tracks, and so this allows us to identify who's liked what authors, what bloggers, what customers, what brands, and we can show our ads to these people. I generally like to walk away from this tool with a list of 30 interests that register on Facebook, and then I'm gonna go target each one of those in a very specific way that you're gonna learn here soon. Before we get to that, which is the ad set level, we start at the campaign level. That's the first thing that you do in Facebook, and when you're starting a new campaign, Facebook says, what kind of campaign do you want? And there's like 30 options. It's not 30, it's maybe 12. There's the chat bot, right? You want to do a new messenger ad. Do you want to do a lead ad, a traffic ad, an engagement ad, a like ad? The only ad I run are website conversion ads. That's the only one. And the reason is because you actually get to leverage their machine learning system. When you run a website conversion ad, Facebook is going to try to optimize your ad and your audience for you. So when I upload a list and I make a custom audience and a lookalike audience of 2 million people, and I show it to Facebook, and all of a sudden this pocket within that audience, people who have some identifier that Facebook's identified, when they start converting more than everyone else in that audience, Facebook will show my ad to more people like them. So Facebook is always optimizing my ads for me, and the only time you get that functionality is when you're running their website conversion ads. You need a minimum of 50 conversions per week to seed that machine learning system with the information it needs to go find more people like what you have. So if you're e-commerce, you want to do maybe the add to cart as your conversion mechanism, because it's going to be easier for you to get 50 people adding a product to cart per week than it is 50 customers per week. My conversion is based on the email lead. That's all. I just want people to join my list. I'll build the relationship. We'll make money on the back end. That's my big goal. Make sure it's at least one step after they reach your website. You don't want just people hitting your website to be that conversion goal. That's not enough. You want there to be an identifier. You want them to take an action after. So again, it's a function of the business. You need to know the client's business, your funnels, etc. This is where it gets really good. I call it the $5 Facebook ads. What we're doing is we're taking all of these different kind of audiences that we've created. What have we created so far? Well, we have our lookalike audiences that we created. We have our email list. We've uploaded our customer list. Then we have all of those interests that we found when we were stealing our competitors' customers. Each one of those goes in its own ad set. One campaign, many ad sets. Effectively, we're split testing the audiences is what we're technically doing. And the goal here is to essentially find the audiences that deliver us leads and customers within our KPIs, and we put more money there. And we find the ones that don't give us leads and customers within our KPIs, and we remove money from there. So this is the low risk, high reward. What we're doing is we're putting a little bit of money out there on all of these different audiences. So we're spreading our bets all across the roulette table, and we're seeing which ones make money back, and we're seeing which ones don't, and we move the money from the ones that don't to the ones that do. It's really a simple process, but when it works, this is how you're able to scale advertising kind of with a strong knowing of which way it's gonna go. This is a little example of how that's gonna look. So we have the website conversion campaign. It's one campaign that holds all of your different ad sets. So at the ad set level, each one of those ad sets has its own interest or lookalike audience, and then they all point to one ad. And the reason we want one ad for all of these is so we can kind of leverage the social credibility from the ad. So every time I get a like, a comment, an engagement from ad set 4 and ad set 7, it adds up and kind of builds the, the profile of that ad. So our main ad has been displayed. We got one I've been running for a while. It's been displayed a couple million times. It's got like 6,000 shares and 500 or 800 comments. And that social proof is really valuable. So you want to make sure it's leveraging all onto one ad. So let's talk about ads. What makes a good ad? Facebook has a metric inside of their system called the relevance score. It's not really, it's a feedback mechanism is all it is. And you want to monitor your relevance score. If you have a relevance score of 6 or below, Facebook doesn't think it's a good user experience to show your ad, so they're going to charge you more and they're going to give you the worst segment of your audience. If you have a relevance score of 10, you're winning. That means you're getting the best audience at the best price. How do you get a good relevance score? Long copy ads. And that's kind of what I'm trying to show you here. This first one, there's actually a more button you can click. There's even more text here. A lot of the imagery, we use very natural imagery. One of our best performing images is a picture of my wife just kind of got her hand on a tree. You want your stuff to fit into Facebook, right? People are scrolling through the timeline looking for pictures of the grandkids, seeing what their mates are up to. So you want it to fit in, like dude with the kebab, right? The video, like it just looks like a random video from somebody you would know. So it fits in. I counted the words on our best performing ad. Almost 800 words are above the image. We tell a very long story. This goes back to direct response marketing. This goes back to that idea of learning copywriting and telling stories. Don't give them facts and figures and discounts. Tell them a story about what happened and when someone engaged with this, their life went here and there and the hero's journey, right? We got to share that kind of information. So the long copy works. On the far right, we have one, it's called the 3 Reasons Why ad. If you're doing retargeting of people who have been to your shopping cart but who have not purchased, a 3 Reasons Why ad is really powerful. Give them 3 reasons why they should buy your thing. Because the reason most people don't buy after they clicked, they wanted it for a moment, right? They clicked to the shopping cart, they got there. Why did they not buy? It's because they don't have enough information. So you can give them 3 reasons why, and oftentimes I would even put a bunch of customer testimonials below that to try to just get them over the edge to turn them into a customer. I do a lot of testing on ads, and for me, an image with a lot of text above the image is my best performing ad. I got a mate down in New Zealand who I taught this process to. For him, a video ad works best with a lot of text above it. I tried a video ad like his, he tried an image ad like mine. Different niches. My audience does not reply or respond to a video ad, so you do have to test those ad types to find what your people respond to. The fun stuff. Who likes big data? Big spreadsheets full of random numbers, like what are we doing here? This is really the make or break of your whole everything. So what you're looking at here is kind of the view inside of your ad manager that's all now one big thing. Each row is, each row is actually a different ad set, right? These are all my audiences. So if I scroll down here, there's 30 of these stacked on top of each other. I'm looking at 2 things. It's not super clear, but I've got my cost per lead in the 4th to last row, and I've got my cost per customer in the 2nd to last row. The bottom line is the cumulative total of all of them. So Facebook, right when you load it, it adds up all of them. That's where I look first. I don't care if I'm spending a little more on some ads, as long as some are a little less, my net is at least break even. So the question is, how long do I run an ad set for before deciding whether to turn it off or turn it up? So I want to spend at least as much as I'm going to earn from a new customer. So for me, that's $100. So if I'm doing $5 a day, got mathematicians in here, it's 20 days. So I'll let a $5 a day ad run for up to 20 days before I make an ultimate decision to turn it off. Now in those first 20 days, I'm looking at my cost per lead. If it's way out of whack, mine should be, right now my technical one is about 75 cents per lead. If I'm looking at $2 leads coming in on day 3, I'm killing it. But if I'm at like 75 cent, 80 cent, right, leads, and I'm in the range and I haven't made a sale, I'll let that thing go for up to 20 days. Because if I make a sale on day 19, that means I put in $95 and I just got a $100 bill. I just made $5 profit, and that whole 2-week run just became cash flow even for me. You're also in this time period looking for the ones that generate sales early and that are generating sales at $14 each or $13 each, and those are the ones you increase your budget on. When you're running a campaign, you never want to touch the audience inside of that campaign. That will restart the algorithm, that'll restart the machine learning, and you'll lose all of your data at the ad set level. So the only thing you can change is that daily budget, and you can change it over here on the side. You click, there's a little pen. At $5 a day, I'm willing to go up to $25 a day if something's looking really good. But once I get about $25 to $50 a day, I'm only increasing by about 10% per day. If you try to take an ad and jump it up to $200 a day, Facebook's just going to waste a lot of your money really, really quickly. So as you're increasing the value or increasing the budget, just do so slowly. Now, I have a 4-video series that you're going to get access to that shows me following a brand new campaign from zero, and I checked in 4 weeks in a row. I believe it was 4 weeks, so once a week for 4 weeks, and I kind of discussed why I'm turning certain ones off, how I'm turning other ones on, and how I'm filtering the view after making decisions. But this is a big picture. The big key takeaway, start at the bottom line. Right? I'm okay overspending on a few if I'm underspending on the others and my net benefit is even, because my goal is a giant list from this, because my email list is my distribution channel. If you guys don't realize this, the email list is probably the biggest asset in every one of your businesses and every one of your clients' businesses. Email more. Like, wow, it's amazing. So my wife and I, there's a guy named Ben Settle. He's a little crass. He's got a podcast called The Antipreneur Show. He's all about email every day. Over a year ago, my wife and I, my wife took the challenge to start emailing just about every day. Our revenue just went through the roof. And we all have fears like, oh, but aren't people gonna like unsubscribe and oh, I'm gonna be bothering them. No, most people are bored. They don't love their lives. They live in a commuter lifestyle, and they actually like getting information, informative, fun, entertaining emails. These aren't pitches. I'm not saying a pitch every day. I'm just kind of letting the brand voice and that brand live through the email, because we're building a relationship. Most people don't buy. We have a 1% conversion rate. 99 out of 100 do not buy our stuff. Well, guess what? By about month 2, they all pretty much, 50% of people become customers. I know my value, my lifetime value is huge because of this list, and give more value than you ask for. And remember, you can present more offers. These don't have to be your offers. They can be relevant affiliate offers. If you help your clients learn how to email more and not just email that one time every other week when you sell something, like break it up and add some value in there, you'll notice a huge bump in the value of your customers, right? Your clients will start to earn more money just from doing things a little bit differently, and you can coach them on that. So really the idea of email list being your distribution channel is, this is where all of my attention goes to, and I'm really pouring as much value into my email list as I can, because often people don't purchase because it's just not the right time. And if you stay in front of them, eventually it will be the right time. And if your email shows up on the day that it's the right time for them, then you'll make the sale. Well, how do you know when it's the right time for them? I don't know, just show up every day. And for some people it'll work, for some people it won't, and it'll be fine. Then this is the access to the free stuff, right? So I mentioned that you're gonna get more training. If you go to milesbeckler.com/inorbit, you're gonna see all of these slides. Below the different slides, there's gonna be links to the different videos that give you kind of all the bits and pieces. I do have a specific post that walks through that $5 a day campaign. That's at the 5-Facebook-ads. All my YouTube stuff, connect with me on Twitter. I don't have many Twitter followers at all, and that means there's little noise. So if you ask me questions on Twitter, I generally see them, so that's a great way to communicate. I'm on Instagram as well. I got a podcast and do videos. I don't know. I'm just trying to help get what I consider to be the right way to run these kinds of ads out there. And if you have questions, because one thing that happens here is like, well, how does that apply to me and my clients? I'm doing a breakout session tomorrow downstairs. I believe it's 2:30. Check your schedule, and it's literally going to be a full question and answer session. So we'll sit there, and anybody who has questions, we'll try to get through them, do rapid fire question and answer, because how does this apply to me is the big question, right? This is a framework, and you're each going to need to apply it in different ways and adapt with what comes to you. And that's what I got for you. That's the $5 Facebook ad method right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miles Beckler.